This is my first time. Oh my god, I can't do this. I'm scared. Hi, my name's Ty. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video ever. And I was very anxious to post this video because there's like ideas in my brain, but I don't really know what to talk about or how to start. Like, I know what I want to do with this channel. I want to document my journey and express myself and just show myself to the world and speak up. For so long I have just been in this shell of a shy person who just doesn't really put themselves out there, and my soul really craves to be so expressive and just authentic. Like, hey, this is me and I'm showing up. And that is exactly what I started this channel for, was to step into that more, because I mean, I do make music. I'm a musician. I love music and that's my dream, and I want to be a singer, and obviously that requires you singing and putting yourself out there. And so that's been a journey I've been on, but even still with that, it's not as like as much as my soul would like for it to be. Like, it's still very early in the stages of me pursuing a career in music, because that's ultimately my goal in life, is to just create art full-time. I just want to be an artist full-time and make music and just create. Like, that's really my dream. That's like the dream life for myself, is to just be able to create and make a living out of that. I don't want to have to work for a man or work a 9-to-5 and slave my whole life just to have a nice life. Like, I feel like we don't have to do that. I firmly believe, like, the whole narrative, like, to be an artist is to struggle, and like the struggling artist narrative, I feel like that narrative is very played out and it's very toxic. There's a misconception with that narrative, because like, art is literally the point of being on this earth. Like, without art there literally is no point in existing. Art is why we as humans are alive. We're here to create. We're here to create. Yeah. And it's very telling why the system has created such things as like working 9-to-5s, and like, this system is not normal. It's been normalized. There is a difference. Like, people think this is normal to have to wake up every day and do this monotonous, mundane routine, this cycle of life where you slave just to survive. Like, this is not okay, and this is not normal. And like, so many people are lost in that, and a lot of people are unhappy. Like, a lot of people are very unhappy with their lives. And I myself find that I'm very unhappy with my life, just because I'm so sick of the narrative of having to struggle and be in survival mode all the time just to like survive and make a living. It's not something I want to do anymore. I just want to create. Like, yeah, like I just want to create, guys, and yeah, that's why I'm here. So that's my intention with this channel. Like I stated, I want to document my journey. I also want to share my philosophies and my perspectives, and I would love to help others in me doing that, because I do know, like, because I do consider myself to be like following an enlightened path where I'm trying to evolve and love myself. And I'm sure a lot of people out there like could use guidance. And like when I started out, I would have really loved to have had people guide me throughout the way. And I did have a few people like that I'd watch on YouTube who were, I guess, spiritual kind of people who had the higher perspectives that allowed me to shift. Like I was watching a lot of people like that when I first started my awakening journey. And I'd love to be that for other people. Oh my god, can you imagine people watching me wanting to hear what I have to say and like finding value in what I have to offer? And I do have that confidence within myself to know like what I have to offer to the world is very valuable. Like I feel like I'm meant to change the world drastically. Like I feel like I am a light worker. I'm a dark worker as well, but I definitely know my light worker mission is to share my light with the world, and that's through music and singing and just speaking and just showing up authentically. Like that truly is my purpose, is to just show up as myself authentically. And that's why I'm here. And I was very nervous doing this, and I think I just have to take away the fact that like, oh my god, people could see this, because that's really what makes it scary, is just being seen by people. But if I just treat this as if I'm just talking to myself, and I'm just like talking to a friend, like a friend who's been here forever, myself, it actually makes this a lot easier, and I feel a lot more confident. The reason why a lot of people are struggling and are suffering is due to the fact that they're operating in the mentality that was programmed into them, that in order to live, you have to make money. You have to pay to live. And it's a misconception, because this is not how Earth was designed. We were never intended to come here and pay for things such as food that grows out of Mother Earth, water. Those are things that are free. That's why they grow so abundantly. That is just the reality of life, like in our society today, or just in this entire system, is that we have to pay to live. And I'm, for one, wanting to like just ditch that whole narrative of feeling like I have to pay just to live. I should be getting paid to exist. Like I shouldn't pay to live, I should be paid to live. That's something I've been reframing in my mind. Like I am going to get paid just for existing and showing up as myself. I am the product. I don't need to work this dead-end job, this mundane, monotonous job that I don't like, and sell my soul for borrowed money that's going to go back into the system. I will never become stable or fulfilled that way. At least for my soul. If working a 9-to-5 works for anyone else, great, love that for you. For me, that doesn't work, and I want something better and different for myself. I want a life of ease. I want a life of fun and joy and creativity and companionship, friendship and romance and love and just ultimate fulfillment. Like I'm talking 10 of Cups in tarot. I'm talking 10 of Pentacles in tarot. Like ultimate fulfillment. That's the kind of life I aspire to have. A life that I love in every aspect. Like I'm not just fulfilled in one area. I'm fulfilled in my career, my romantic life, my financial life, like my home life. Like I want to be fulfilled in every life. Health within myself, like yeah. And I've been growing to really step into my power these last few years. I've been awakening and healing and doing a lot of the shadow work, the necessary, very treacherous work, the very hard work that a lot of people avoid doing. I've been doing that shit, and I had to mature very early on in life. Like I started doing this work at 16. It's been 5 years of me doing this, going on 6 years. That's incredibly, that's just insane. It's insane that it's going on 6 years of me doing this work. And I've transformed tremendously within those 6 years of my life, and I've grown to be the person I am now. And so I can say that I'm very grateful for the things I've accomplished. Like 6 years ago, I dreamt of being here. So I want to like celebrate the small things or even the big things, because like this is very big for me. Like I don't want to say these are small things. I'm just saying, like, just finding like the little things to be grateful about, like, you know. But growing to love myself, see myself, and truly heal and become one within myself has been such a huge accomplishment. It's like changed the trajectory of my entire life. Like, before, I was a very depressed, insecure person who was traumatized, hurt, wounded, who was in a mentally fucked up place, and I was very suicidal, and I was suffering a lot. Now I can say, like, I did heal from the depression. I got myself out of that state. I saw like life can truly be beautiful if I shift my mindset and I do the inner work. Like, I started reprogramming my mind. I started to listen to myself. I started sitting with myself and taking accountability for my life and why my life is the way that it is. Like, yes, I went through some fucked up shit as a child. I went through shit that no child should ever have to go through. But the beautiful part about that is that at my age now, where I can be cognizant of the shit that I've gone through, I have the ability and the power to heal from it and not let that victimize me. I have the power to be a victor instead of a victim, and take like authority over my life. And a lot of people on earth let their unresolved trauma, their unhealed trauma, keep them operating in such low vibrational states, and they are like not cognizant at all. Like, they are oblivious to how they are, how they act, how they treat people. Like, there are people out here who are not even aware of the fact that they are hurting people, because in their mind they're just doing what was done to them. There's just like, the world needs like a lot of healing and more love, and it's just so vital. There's a lot of distorted love on this earth, and I think it's important that more people show up for themselves, because even if it's just like you're one person, like that adds up. And like, I know for me, like, yeah, it may feel like I'm doing this shit alone, and like, what could me like doing the work I've done on myself have anything good to do for humanity? And it's like one less person projecting their trauma and their pain onto others, one more person spreading love and helping humanity. Like, and you add that up, like the amount of people who are out here doing the work because they want a better life for themselves and for humanity, like that adds up. And I feel like a lot of people are awakening now to this like higher level of consciousness, and they're beginning to like open up to themselves and to their soul and truly uncover what it is they want out of life, and like understand like the way that life is pretty, but we are literally in the third dimension. This is hell. Like, we are already in hell. But the beautiful part about it is that we can transform hell into heaven. We can have heaven on earth. And that's essentially what it is I'm aiming for. And yeah, after my like dark night of the soul, when I was purging and awakening, like the fact that I was able to shift the entire trajectory of my life in literally 3 months was fucking mind-boggling. I was a completely different person already, and my life was so great. Like, I saw things from this different lens. Like, life was so beautiful to me, and like truly that is like, that's it. Like, it's all about, oh, I just saw 11:11 on my timer thingy. It's truly about your perception, like how it is you choose to perceive things, because life is entirely subjective, and we all have the free will to do whatever we want. We all have the free will to think what we want, believe what we want, live the way that we want. And if you want better for yourself, you're gonna have to put in the effort and be accountable. Like, no one's coming to save you. No one will make your life any better. Like, nobody's going to sweep you off of your feet and rescue you from your life. We are the problems, and I don't want to say that in like a negative way, like it's our fault, but like we go through as children, and it's not our fault that we experience those things. But as we get older, we can be our problem, or we can also be our solution to the problem. So it's like, yeah, you've gone through a lot of, but you have the power to alchemize that and make it something beautiful. Like, do what you have to do, validate your feelings and your emotions, and heal and sit with yourself, honor yourself, but allow the emotions to move through you and surrender and be at peace with the way things are currently. Like, the you can't control. And trust me, with this, I am like, oh god, it's so hard for me to, like, especially with my living situation, it's really that, like, it's very hard for me to just surrender. Like, I can be, okay, I'm here for the time being, this is not permanent, I will get out of the situation. I just cannot fathom the idea of like waiting or sitting here any longer. Like, being at peace with just where you are currently. Like, if there's something you don't like, accept that you don't like it, accept what it is. If you can change it right now, change it. If you can't, okay, I can't change it right now, but I can do things that will accumulate it changing over time. Like, if it's out of my control at this very moment, like, I can't just like move out of my grandmother's house right now. As much as I'd really like to, I don't have the means to do that right now. So I'm having to like be patient with myself and save financially and work towards building financial stability for myself, so that in time I will be able to get out of this situation. Because where I live, it's not the best. Like, I'm not surrounded by people who truly value or support me or love me the way that I desire to be loved. And the environment of, like, this is not what I would consider a true family dynamic. It's not something I'd want. It's not something I'd ever want for my future children if I ever had kids. And I don't consider this to be family. It's just, it doesn't fulfill me. And so my soul is craving to leave this environment. Like, the more I stay here, the more it drains me. And so, although like I wouldn't say I'm depressed in the sense that like depression really is just you suppressing your soul's desires. That's really what depression is. Like, you're not doing what feels good to you. And for me, I'm not in an environment that feels good to my being. So it's causing me to have this depression, like this it's not, I'm not letting it consume my life. I'm very cognizant of the fact that like I have the power to get myself out of the situation. It does weigh on me that I'm here, because like I don't like being here, but I do understand that like this is temporary, and I have faith that, you know, sooner or later I will have a better environment for myself. But yeah, I mean, being depressed is really just, yeah, it's just suppressing your soul. And my soul just wants to create art and make music and just be happy, and like, and it's like, okay, well then what are you waiting on? And like, the time is now. There's the perfect time to do anything is now. And I mean, given just my circumstances, like, I've been like focusing more on just trying to create and just not put too much on my plate, because I have a habit of doing that. I just put too much pressure on myself, and I overwork myself, which then causes me to have analysis paralysis, and then I just end up not doing anything because my body's literally screaming at me like, please stop, like I'm so stressed out right now, like I'm dealing with like so much. And I'm trying to just learn how to trust, because like it's very hard for me to just be, I guess, in my more feminine energy, because my whole life I've had to be in survival mode and be masculine and take action and protect myself. And so just sitting and being receptive and just doing what nourishes my being and my soul, like I'm doing it, but it's kind of difficult when I'm having to rely on faith alone. Like nothing in my physical is like giving me that validation, like, hey, yeah, this is working out, this is gonna happen for you. Like all that I've worked on within myself hasn't really reflected in my external environment, and that's really what's been causing a lot of the depression for me. Like I've been doing this for the last 5 years, and I'm still in this what seems like this karmic cycle where I'm still in this like third party situation, but it's like it's a familial situation. It's like a karmic family situation. And what's keeping me here is like the fact that I still depend on my grandmother financially. And it's a very difficult dynamic, and I've worked a job before. I've had my own means, and it got to a point where my health was really bad. I got really ill and I wasn't able to work. And it was also like, you know, when you do something you're not, you know, you don't feel called to do, or you don't feel aligned with, and your soul is literally like telling you like, this is not what we're supposed to be doing, and then you don't listen, and then shit starts to like go wrong. That was what was happening with me. I was getting really sick every time I'd go to work, like near the end of like, because I was there for a good like 5 or 7 months, and then I started getting really sick back to back. I was like, that must be a sign, I must listen to that, because I wasn't really taking care of myself as I should have. I loved having my own money. Like I hate being financially dependent on my grandmother, because it's like a very toxic like cycle, I guess. Like she's not a very healthy woman. She's quite abusive, has abusive tendencies, and she like tries to hold that against me. And so I want to alleviate that from myself and have my own. And I'm starting to make money now, which is really great. It's not like a ton of money, but it's a start. Like I've made money from like making music already, and so that's a huge start for me. Like it's just bizarre that you can just make money from just putting music out there and people listen to it. It's just crazy. But I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't want to be financially dependent on her. I've tried the 9-to-5 thing. It literally killed me. And I was just like, I was someone who prioritized making money over my health until it got really bad, and I had no choice but to quit. And I was trying to save up to invest into my career anyway. So once I had enough money, I was like, I already have enough money. I need to just go ahead and quit this job and take care of myself, because no job is worth killing yourself over. Like I sold my soul for like 5 or 7 months to make a couple $1,000. Like it's crazy. Well, not even a couple thousand, I made more than that, but like I had saved up because I had to buy my own food and stuff, so I was doing all that. So but I saved up a couple thousand to put towards my music career, and I bought like the gear and stuff. And yeah, anyways, literally the more I've been here though, like my health has just gotten worse. It was due to me still being in an environment that I knew I didn't resonate with anymore, and it was just causing a lot of turmoil within my body. Like I had so much rage and anger and just pain at still being here, because I grew to see how valuable I am and how deserving I am. And it was just like, I don't want to be around these people anymore, like, who don't treat me the way I deserve to be treated. Like, and it was really affecting me. Like, yeah, I live amongst people, but I am truly alone here. And like, I'm perfectly okay with being alone, but it's just like, you know, that just goes to show the kind of dynamic. Like, you can be amongst people and still feel alone. And that's like this kind of dynamic here. It's not very familial. So yeah, like, one of my big goals that I'm trying to work towards right now is moving out. Like, I want to prioritize doing what makes me happy, because I know that that is what's going to give me the most success when I'm doing what aligns with my soul. So I want to balance it, because YouTube does make me happy to be able to express myself and connect with people. And also, you can make money by doing YouTube. Like, if that's not like self-employment, I don't know what is. Like, you just make money by just showing up as yourself, or offering things to people, giving people advice, or helping people. And I think that that's a really good thing to have in today's day and age. Like, social media, like, I'd say it's a blessing and a curse. Like, you can utilize social media to your advantage now, and you can like break free from the matrix and like the structure of having to work a 9-to-5. Like, you can make money by just being yourself, which is crazy. Like, so that's like my whole thing, like my whole journey that I'm trying to embark on. And I'm unsubscribing from the narrative that you have to be a struggling artist, because I don't agree with that, and I won't accept that for myself. When you do what aligns with your soul, you will be rewarded, because you are vibrating in the vibrational frequency of joy. That is the highest vibrational frequency over all frequencies. Like, you are attracting abundance. Joy is abundance. So it makes sense that when you do something you're very joyful about, you attract the same things that align with the frequency of joy. So do what makes you happy. People pleasing, because that's left in 2024. We're not doing the where we're waiting for people to tell us when we can start going and like take action. Like, now is the time to take action. No more letting other people's projections of what success is define what it is you want in life and what your idea of success should be, because that's for you to decide. Everyone's idea of success is different. What you like, the next person isn't going to like, because this is all entirely subjective. We are not all meant to live the same lives and like the same things. And we live in a society where if you don't like what I like, if you disagree with me, you're a bad person, I don't like you. And it's so toxic. That whole narrative that, you know, people can't just be unique and different, like as if we have to be the same and robotic. And I don't agree with that logic whatsoever. People will literally hate you for being outside of the box and not confining to their limitations. Like, if you do something out of the ordinary, like myself, like I've all my life wanted to make music, and everyone in school and adults would always pressure me, like, you're not going to college. And teachers would even tell me, like, that's not really realistic. You're not really going to make it being a musician. Like, you need to choose something more realistic. And I remember feeling so just devastated after that. Like, wow. Like, I would feel so bad after that. And just so guilty for just wanting to do something that makes me happy, and feeling like, oh, well, I'm not really going to be successful then if I do this, because people are telling me it's going to be hard and difficult. And what if it isn't? What if it's meant to be so easy? All you have to do is just take action and just stay consistent to it. Like, even if you might not see like the fruits of your labor like immediately, what if you just keep adding to it every day, and then it stacks on top of each other, and then one day you break through, and then it all comes crashing down in your face? Like, where's like the spark, the excitement for life again? Because that's something I need in my life. Like, I want to do what I love, but I find that I oftentimes focus on, well, when is it gonna happen? When are things going to align for me? When am I gonna get it? Because I've been wanting this my whole life. Like, I've been like working towards this for the past 5 years, and so I'm really being like guided to be patient, and like I feel like there's going to be a point in time where this shit is just all gonna like in my face, and then I'm gonna be like, oh my god, like this is what I worked hard for. I deserve this. Like the blessings will just, so yeah, I think I will stop here because I can literally keep going, but I kind of have a the opposite of one track mind, where it's like I dive into multiple different like theories that I have, and I don't want to make it like too, my phone did a weird thing again. I don't want to make it too like all over the place. If it is, oh well, like you were meant to hear all of that. But I hope whoever this reached, that you were able to take something from it and it gave you some kind of enlightenment. I'm just here to like spill and rant about my life and like all that I've learned over the last 5 years, because I've learned a lot. I've been doing a lot of work on myself, and I'm here to just share what I've learned with others and hopefully make others' lives a little more easier, and just connect, like show people that you're not alone in this, and like there are real people out there who are authentic enough to show up and say, hey, I'm going through this as well. And yeah, I don't have to put on a front for the camera and pretend my life is picture perfect, because it's not, but it will be. And not even like picture perfect, but it'll be an idea of my life, or a version of my life that I am very fulfilled in, that I'm proud to say is my life. And even now I'm proud to say this is my life, because like this is all part of the process and the journey, and I'm just grateful for every moment because it's all beautiful. I'm glad you could be here. I just want to say thanks for clicking on this video and wanting to see what the I have to say. If you like what you hear, if you like my personality, if you like who I am as a being, feel free to subscribe and follow my journey. Yeah.